Okay, good afternoon and welcome to this week's pub, which is our product update briefing. This afternoon, I'm glad to be joined by Olivia. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm all right, thank you. Ready for the weekend, but good otherwise.
Absolutely, yeah, it's been a busy week and a busy week of updates as well. So we've picked out our top 5 to run through this afternoon. So yeah, we'll jump straight into it. And the first one that we're looking at is the run agent workflow action. So you can now run agents via workflows, which is, again, another addition to how you can use agents in HubSpot. So they've given an example here of selecting your agent that you want to run within the workflow, and then you can obviously then set up actions within the workflow of when you want it to run, but then you can actually use the output from the agent to potentially update a property. So if you're using, in this example here, the company research agent, you could ask the agent to research the company and then update the number of employees, for example, based off of the research, and then go on to create a note, and then based off of the number of employees, it's then creating a task. So it shows you, there's quite a bit you can do off the back of the agent, but being able to run the agent via a workflow is pretty cool. So your trigger could be like, if the number of employees is unknown in this instance, that could then trigger the agent to try and find out how many. But yeah, what do you think about this one?
Yeah, I think it's really good. I like the fact that you can bring in so many different layers to it. It's not just a kind of one-step action and then you have to go out and do your other bits. But you mentioned there are various other actions that you can bring in and make it as elaborate as you want, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely. And maybe even on with the deal loss agent, I'm just looking at the different agents that you could use for this. Perhaps you could even put in like notes to the account manager on that deal, or the deal owner, as to how they could improve on that next time or something. So yeah, probably lots of different ways you could use it, but yeah, very useful to be able to do it via a workflow. And next up on our list is the AEO strategy. So do you want to tell us about this one?
Yeah, sure. So it's interesting to see them come out with this because after we both went to Inbound in San Francisco, like this was a really big feature for them, talking about how AEO is kind of replacing that traditional funnel, in that the majority of people coming to your website will have done so via some form of AI, so ChatGPT or whatever, saying, give me a list of hairdressers near me who are this kind of budget range, good reviews, etc. So it means that traditional search is changing, but also it means that people that do come onto your website are a lot more qualified because they've already done all their research and what about this. So yeah, having this in HubSpot, I mean, you can see it's really popular because I believe the waitlist is already filled up for this beta at the minute.
Yeah.
But what it means is HubSpot will actually analyze your company and your website and portal and just look at ways to improve your discoverability, see how easy it is for people to find you compared to competitors, and just how you can improve your content as well, because it is a lot of the time it's about making sure it's good for the actual person on your website, but also, if they're not coming that way, making sure there are bits of text that, Chat GPT or whoever can just drag and drop and go, yep, I've got this great format from this website, and then boost your visibility.
Yeah, absolutely. It is only available for Content Hub. But I think, yeah, like you say, it's a really good update to be able to see, like, even this feature here of share of voice, to see how visible you are compared to your competitors in AI engines, and seeing like how you rank on like OpenAI, Gemini, etc. So yeah, a really good update. But like you say, there is a waiting list at the moment. So I would recommend signing up to that if you're interested. But while you're waiting to get approved, you can go ahead and do these steps if you haven't done them already. So setting up your ICP in HubSpot, putting in the details about your products and services, so that you're ready to go, because you need to do that first before you can use the tool. But yeah, one that we're eagerly waiting to get on as well.
Yeah. no, definitely. It'll be interesting to see what it comes back with.
For sure. And our next one is jumping from AEO to credit memos. Do you want to cover this one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this update, as people know, you can do invoicing within HubSpot. Things happen, sometimes people overpay or underpay, or things happen, and having credit memos just means that you can actually include acknowledgement of any credit offered if there are any changes made onto the actual invoice, so that you're not going in and out of the invoicing and having to just go away and recreate it. It means that you can have it all in one area, and it just I suppose from a customer perspective, it makes it a bit more smooth in that aspect. I can't talk today. Yes, and this wasn't previously available in HubSpot, so nice new feature.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this will be, not being close to finance at all, but I imagine this will be quite a big win for finance teams that are using HubSpot. Like you can see in the picture here, it's its own kind of section here, so you can actually look at all your credit memos separate to your invoices and stuff. And like you say, you can then apply that credit memo to an existing invoice rather than having to redo the invoice. So yeah, I imagine this will be a really popular one with finance teams using HubSpot.
Yeah, nice time saver too.
Indeed, yeah. Our next one is SurveyMonkey. You can now do a lot more with the SurveyMonkey data. So surveys in HubSpot are okay, but being honest, there probably is more functionality using SurveyMonkey. So this is a really nice to see that you can now sync the data to HubSpot to facilitate that data like it would with HubSpot surveys, which then allows you to do more with the data. So you can then use Breeze, use that data in workflows and reporting, which just gives you a lot more ability to play with that data in HubSpot rather than in SurveyMonkey. So it's improved the sync quite a bit. I don't know if you've got any clients or if you've used SurveyMonkey much in the past, but I think this is a good update.
Yeah, I think I have briefly with a couple of clients, but yeah, I agree with you that the survey aspect of HubSpot is good, but a lot of the time, if people want something a bit more detailed, they may use an additional tool like SurveyMonkey. So being able to bring that information into HubSpot means you're not missing out on any of those important bits of information, and you can actually then utilize it to have those actions off the back of the information.
Yeah, absolutely. And our last but not least, I think we've saved the best till last, well, in my opinion anyway, because I'm a big fan of this one, is there is now an update with Claude. So if you've got access to Claude, which is a similar platform to our ChatGPT, a few months ago, Claude was the first AI tool that was synced into a CRM, which is obviously HubSpot. So you could ask Claude about data in your HubSpot. Now you can ask Claude to input data into your HubSpot. So if you wanted to update a deal, if you wanted to add a contact, you can actually now do that from within Claude. So this is pretty cool. And we might have to do another video actually testing this out. But if it's as good as it was in terms of answering about data in HubSpot, it'll be a really good one. So they've got some examples here of how you can use it. So creating a contact, updating a deal, logging a note. So yeah, for those of you that have Claude, this is definitely one to join to try out. But yeah, I think this one's pretty exciting. What do you think?
Absolutely. I think it's quite mad, if you ask me, how much it's able to do without the user even having to go into HubSpot. Just being able to input that information, I guess, really good for people who are using these tools anyway, but also maybe don't have the time to go in, or they need to get it sent to HubSpot before they forget, type of thing. But yeah, really powerful, and it will be interesting to see how much you can send to HubSpot from it. Yeah, I guess how far you can push it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I like this additional best practices. It's included here as well. Like start small by updating a single record before making bulk changes. So yeah, don't don't join this beta and try and update all your contacts at once. Start small, try one at a time to begin with. But yeah, like you say, it's quite scary, isn't it? How quick some of this kind of AI has developed over the last 12 months. So yeah, to think this is almost like the first step of the CRM almost becoming like faceless, if you like. Like I wonder if we'll ever get to a stage where to use a CRM you just chat to it effectively. Yeah, pretty cool to see.
That's a very interesting and slightly mad to even think that we may not need to do so much training. It'll be more on where you're putting that data in Claude.
Yeah, maybe the training will change. Yeah, like prompt engineering and teaching people how best to write prompts. But I say we're probably not far off that, but maybe we are. But anyway, I thought it was a pretty cool update. But yeah, thanks for joining us on the pub today, Olivia. I think there's some good updates there. And yeah, by all means, as always, if anybody's got any questions about any of those updates, feel free to get in touch. But yeah, other than that, we'll see you next time.
Thanks, Adam. Nice to see you.
Yeah, have a good weekend.